All right, this how-to video is coming from Helo division at Aviation Training Center in Mobile, Alabama. Today we're going to talk about how to operate a helicopter in-flight refueling rig, also known as a HIFR rig or HIFR assembly. We're just going to go through the steps, simple steps to hook it up. This is going to be positioned on the flight deck of the cutter, laid out with the crew tending it. First step is the hook is going to come down from the Helo to the crew on deck. They're going to ground it with their grounding wand assembly. It gets hooked into the lifting point of the HIFR assembly, hooked all the way through. At that point, the rig gets lifted off the deck, hoisted off the deck. Lifted all the way to the two block. At that point, the grounding assembly that's connected to the rig can be hooked up. Once that's hooked up, we're going to remove the nozzle from the securing clips. Those clips can be different styles. They're not a standard component. Now we're going to remove the dust cap utilizing the nozzle pullback sleeve. On some of these it's a different color. There's different manufacturers, and it'll have a green one with a metal tang, and so that pull point is on the bottom. Okay, at that point, we're going to connect the nozzle to the fuel receptacle. We're not actually going to connect this one because this is a training. We don't want to introduce contaminants in the fuel system. Okay, once that's connected, we'll open the fuel control handle, flow control handle. Once that's connected, your system's in line to provide fuel to the Helo. You'll give the signal to commence pumping. Okay, going to commence pumping fuel. Once the desired quantity of fuel is delivered, we'll give the signal to secure. The pump secured. At that point, we'll ensure that the flow control handle is closed. We'll disconnect the nozzle at the fuel receptacle, utilizing the same points. We'll replace the dust cap and reconnect the nozzle at the securing clips where it hangs. Yeah. Also, we want to point out on this rig, as we're going through the steps, this is the emergency breakaway. To manually activate it, this is the emergency breakaway point. If you manipulate these pieces in any way, it can actuate the breakaway. This will also manually break away or automatically break away if 450 pounds of pressure is applied to it. It can manually just separate on its own. Once we're at this point, we disconnect the ground assembly, and the HIFR rig will be lowered back down to the flight deck. Hooks removed by your tie-down crew on the helicopter, and the hooks were covered by the helicopter.